Golden Bachelor winner Peg Munson ready for DWTS. November 17, 2025. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bachelor Nation News fans. For the first time in years, DWTS did not include a contestant from Bachelor Nation on the current season. Former Bachelor star Joey Graziati took home the Mirror Ball trophy on the dance competition last season. Golden Bachelor winner Peg Munson shared her thoughts on taking the dance floor next season. Golden Bachelor Mel Owens nominates girlfriend for DWTS. After a rocky start to the second Golden Bachelor season, Mel Owens pulled off a fairy tale ending. He didn't propose to his final rose winner, Peg Munson, as expected. However, he offered her a stunning diamond ring to show his commitment to pursuing a relationship with her. The two have been on a press tour since their happy ending. Despite rumors claiming otherwise, Peg Munson and Mel Owens are eager to move forward with their lives together after meeting on the reality TV show. In an interview with Extra, the happy couple shared their busy schedule for the coming months. "We have a lot planned. We're going to Vegas right after this, and then after that, we're going back to Detroit, Michigan for Thanksgiving," Peg Munson told the outlet. She added, "And we're going to a University of Michigan-Ohio State game. We're going to Hobnobble Gobble. It's a gala. And then we're going to spend Christmas in Rio. And then we're going to the Super Bowl in February, and then back to Vegas in December for his birthday. We have a lot planned." In between all that, Mel Owens hopes she finds time to compete on DWTS. "I'm going to nominate her right now. She can dance," the Golden Bachelor said during the interview. Peg Munson was 1,000% into the idea. "It was one of my dreams, to be honest with you, to be able to... I would love to be the first Golden to get out there and really just, work my butt off." Peg Munson shared surprising dance background. Mel Owens reiterated nominating his girlfriend for DWTS during a separate interview with Parade magazine. "I'm telling you, the girl can dance, spontaneously. She's got rhythm, doing her thing. It's so much fun to watch her dance." The former firefighter from Las Vegas, Nevada, revealed a surprising dance resume. She was part of a senior dance group called the High Rollers for the WNBA's Vegas team. A couple of years ago, they decided to have a 50 and older dance team, and there were about 200 women who auditioned, and I tried out. And there were 23 of us, 24 of us, and I made it. She also danced at the former Aladdin Hotel on the Strip. It was called Country Tonight. "I danced on the Strip for just a little bit. It was fun. I was in a show," she told the outlet. The Golden Bachelor winner would love the opportunity to represent the franchise on DWTS. Tell us in the comments if you want to see her join the dance show next season.
Was blinding, but Peg Munson had learned long ago how to shine under pressure. Weeks had passed since the glittering finale of The Golden Bachelor, where Peg had captured not only Mel's heart, but the adoration of viewers nationwide. And yet, as she stepped off the private jet into Los Angeles, she felt a familiar twinge of nerves. This time, it wasn't about love, but dance. Peg's journey from small-town charm to reality PV darling had been nothing short of meteoric. She had entered The Golden Bachelor with a quiet confidence and a warmth that seemed to envelop everyone she met. Mel had called it her impossible-to-ignore charisma, and fans everywhere had agreed. But now, Peg faced a new stage, one where charm alone wouldn't suffice. Dancing with the Stars awaited, and with it, the promise of both triumph and challenge. The first day at the rehearsal studio felt surreal. Peg walked into the grand ballroom, the polished floors reflecting the high ceilings and sparkling chandeliers. Cameras lined the walls, and dancers of all shapes and sizes moved in fluid, almost hypnotic patterns. Her partner, a seasoned pro named Raphael, extended a hand with a grin that was equal parts reassurance and challenge. "Ready to make magic?" he asked. Peg smiled, taking his hand. "Let's do this." Their first lesson was a tango. Peg had danced casually at weddings and parties, but tango required precision, intensity, and a kind of smoldering connection that felt electric. Raphael guided her through the steps, correcting posture, refining spins, and urging her to feel the music rather than just count beats. Peg's initial missteps drew gentle laughter and supportive nods, but soon she began to move with a fluidity that surprised even her. By the end of the session, she was drenched in sweat, cheeks flushed but exhilarated. Raphael looked at her, impressed. He said, "You have that star quality. Not just on the dance floor, people will feel your story in every movement." Peg couldn't help but smile. It wasn't just dance, it was performance, storytelling, and connection all at once. She thought back to her journey with Mel, the laughter-filled dates, the whispered conversations under starry skies, and the challenges she had overcome to claim her place at the finale. Now, she would channel that same authenticity and emotion into her dancing. Weeks of grueling rehearsals followed. Early mornings, sore muscles, and endless spins became her new normal. But Peg thrived on the process. She pushed herself harder than she had ever imagined, perfecting a foxtrot, mastering a fiery salsa, and even tackling a complex Viennese waltz that once made her knees quake. As show night approached, the nerves returned, not the familiar kind tied to love and vulnerability, but a raw, anticipatory thrill. Peg donned sequined costumes, sparkling earrings, and shoes that clicked against the polished floor with every step. Backstage, she glanced at the mirrors, the lights, the cameras, and whispered, "Okay, Peg, this is your moment." The music began, a sweeping, dramatic melody that pulled her and Raphael into perfect synchrony. Every movement spoke of grace, determination, and heart. The audience erupted with applause as Peg twirled, dipped, and leapt with a confidence she hadn't known she possessed. Judges leaned forward, eyes wide, as she delivered a performance that was not just dance, but story, her story. When the music ended, Peg stood, breathless but radiant. The crowd's cheers washed over her like a wave, and the judges' scores blinked on the screen. Stellar marks across the board. Raphael clapped her on the back, a grin spreading across his face. "You did it," he said simply. Peg stepped off the stage for a moment, letting the applause and adrenaline settle. She thought of Mel, of her journey on the Golden Bachelor, and of the courage it had taken to step into this new, dazzling arena. Dancing, like love, required vulnerability, trust, and an openness to fail and succeed spectacularly. In an interview later that evening, Peg reflected on her journey. She said, "Winning the Golden Bachelor was a dream, but stepping into this world of dance, it's reminded me that life is about trying new things, embracing challenges, and putting your heart into everything you do. I'm ready for this next adventure, and I hope people feel the joy I feel every time I step on the dance floor." Fans flooded social media with messages of support. Hashtag Peg on WTS, hashtag Golden Bachelor to Golden Star, and hashtag Dance with Peg trended within hours. Peg's story, from reality TV romance to glittering dance floor, was a testament to resilience, authenticity, and the courage to shine in every new chapter of life. As Peg left the studio that night, she looked up at the Los Angeles skyline, sparkling with possibility. The city was vast, bright, and full of dreams waiting to be realized. And Peg Munson, once the girl who captured a bachelor's heart, was now ready to capture the hearts of an entirely new audience, one dazzling spin
The Los
at a
Angeles
time.
sun glinted off the polished studio windows, catching the sparkle of Peg Munson's sequined costume as she stepped into the Dancing with the Stars rehearsal hall. The energy was electric, buzzing with cameras, dancers, producers, and whispers of backstage gossip. Peg, once the quiet, small-town girl who won Mel's heart on The Golden Bachelor, was now a contender in a world of glitz, glitter, and fierce competition. Peg paused for a moment, taking it all in. The polished dance floor stretched like a mirror across the room, reflecting not only the dancers, but also her own reflection. A woman ready to take on every challenge life threw at her. She inhaled deeply and smiled. Here we go. First day nerves. Her partner, Raphael, a tall and confident pro known for his precision and charm, extended his hand. Ready to make magic? He asked with a wink. Peg grinned, shaking off the last traces of nerves. Let's do this, she replied. Their first dance was a tango, fierce and dramatic, every step demanding passion and precision. Peg stumbled at first, her legs refusing to cooperate during a particularly tricky spin. But Raphael was patient, guiding her with gentle corrections and encouraging words. "You've got heart," he said, adjusting her posture. "People will feel your story, Peg, and that's what makes a star." Peg laughed, wiping sweat from her brow. "Well, I hope the audience can handle all this heart." And it wasn't just the dance floor that challenged her. The cameras were relentless, capturing every misstep and every triumph. Producers shouted cues, lighting crews adjusted reflections, and Peg learned fast. Being a star meant performing under pressure while looking effortless. The backstage drama. Backstage, Peg quickly realized that DWTS was not just a competition, it was a reality TV-style battlefield. Other contestants whispered about routines, some sizing up her potential to steal the spotlight. One celebrity, a brash former pop star, gave Peg a pointed smile that said, "We'll see who shines." Peg didn't let it faze her. She had survived the rose ceremonies, dramatic group dates, and nationwide scrutiny. She was ready. In the dressing room, laughter often mingled with tension. Costume fittings became late-night bonding sessions where Peg's humor and charm drew fellow contestants into fits of giggles. "You're not just a dancer," joked her roommate, a Broadway veteran. "You're the Queen of Hearts and now the Queen of Spin." Intense rehearsals. Weeks of intense training followed. Peg learned the foxtrot, mastered the salsa, and even conquered the Viennese waltz, a routine that had once terrified her. Her muscles ached, her feet throbbed in sparkling dance shoes, and yet she smiled through every fall, lift, and misstep. Raphael pushed her, but he also celebrated every small victory. "You're fearless," he said after a particularly grueling rehearsal. "You have the kind of fire that makes people stop and watch." Peg nodded, remembering her journey on the Golden Bachelor, the vulnerability, the laughter, the moments of self-doubt, and ultimately, the triumph. Dancing was another stage, another arena to show the world that she could rise, shine, and conquer. Showtime drama. The first live show arrived, and the backstage atmosphere was electric. Lights flashed, music boomed, and the audience buzzed with anticipation. Peg adjusted her sparkling costume and smoothed her hair, trying to steady her nerves. Raphael gave her a reassuring nod. "You're going to blow them away," he whispered. The music started, a dramatic, sweeping tango that demanded intensity and emotion. Peg poured her heart into every step, every spin, every lift. Her movements were precise, yet effortless. Her expression radiant and captivating. Cameras followed her every motion, judges leaned forward, and the audience erupted with applause. And then, the unexpected happened. One of the more competitive contestants attempted to upstage her mid-performance, but Peg remained composed, turning the moment into a dazzling flourish that drew gasps and cheers. She wasn't just keeping up, she was owning the floor. Triumphant moments. When the music ended, the crowd's roar was deafening. Judges' scores blinked on the screen, perfect marks, glowing praise, and social media erupting with hashtags like hashtag Peg on DWTS, hashtag Golden Bachelor to Golden Star, and hashtag Dance with Peg. Raphael grinned, clapping her on the back. You didn't just dance, you owned it. In the post-show interview, Peg beamed. Winning the Golden Bachelor was life-changing, she said, sparkling under the studio lights. But stepping into this world of dance has reminded me that life is about embracing challenges, stepping out of your comfort zone, and giving your heart to everything you do. Every step, every spin, every fall, I've learned to rise stronger and shine brighter. The journey ahead. As Peg left the studio that night, the Los Angeles skyline glittered like 1,000 stars, mirroring the possibilities that lay ahead. She had captured a bachelor's heart once, and now she was ready to capture the hearts of an entire nation, one dazzling spin at a time. With the media calling, fans tweeting, and cameras following her every move, Peg Munson wasn't just a reality TV star, she was a phenomenon. The girl who once nervously waited for a rose was now twirling in sequins, rising with each beat, and proving to the world that confidence, courage, and charisma could take her anywhere. And somewhere deep down, Peg knew this was just the beginning. The spotlight was hers, and she was ready to shine
The Los
brighter
Angeles
than
skyline glittered like a constellation of possibilities as Peg Munson stepped into the Dancing with the Stars rehearsal studio. Her sequined dress sparkled under the lights, and for a moment she paused, letting the energy of the room wash over her. Cameras clicked, producers shouted, and fellow contestants hustled about, some friendly, some fiercely competitive. Peg, the small-town girl who had captured Mill's heart on The Golden Bachelor, was now navigating a world where charm, talent, and sheer determination collided with drama, ego, and spectacle. The arrival of a rival. The first week of rehearsals brought more than choreography. It brought competition. One celebrity contestant, a brash former pop star named Vanessa, made no secret of her disdain for Peg. "You sure you're ready for this?" Vanessa smirked, tipping her hair as she practiced her samba. "This isn't rosés, sweetheart. You mess up here, and it's over." Peg smiled sweetly, but inside, her heart raced. She had faced roses, eliminations, and public scrutiny. A little rivalry? She could handle that. "Thanks for the pep talk," she replied smoothly. "I'll make sure everyone remembers my name." Behind the cameras, the crew whispered. Fans were already buzzing. Golden Bachelor Peg versus Vanessa, the showdown no one saw coming. Rehearsals, blood, sweat, sequins, and tears. Rehearsals were brutal. Early mornings blurred into late nights. Muscles ached, and blisters formed under her sparkling shoes. Raphael, her pro partner, pushed her to limits she hadn't known she had. One night, during a daring lift for the Viennese waltz, Peg nearly toppled, twisting her ankle slightly. "Are you okay?" Raphael asked, steadying her. "I'm fine," she gritted her teeth, laughing through the pain. "I didn't come this far to quit." And quit she wouldn't. Peg poured her heart into every spin, every dip, every sassy flick of a foot. Her determination, combined with natural charisma, earned her admiration from fans and jealousy from a few contestants. The first live show chaos. Opening night arrived and tension hung in the air like glittering fog. Peg adjusted her costume and breathed deeply. Vanessa shot her a glare from across the stage, daring her to falter. Then came the unexpected. Mid-performance, a lighting cue malfunctioned, sending a blinding spotlight straight into Peg's eyes during a critical lift. For a heartbeat, panic threatened. Then she remembered the lessons of the Bachelor Mansion: composure, courage, and heart. Peg improvised, turning a potential disaster into a jaw-dropping signature flourish. The audience gasped. Judges leaned forward in astonishment. Cameras captured every sequined spin and every glimmer of determination. When the music ended, the crowd erupted. Peg had not only survived the competition, she had owned it. Romance rumors and flirty headlines. Backstage, whispers swirled. Paparazzi had caught Peg laughing closely with Raphael during rehearsals. Rumors ignited. Golden Bachelor Peg sparks romance with DWTS partner. Tabloids speculated endlessly. Peg laughed off the gossip. "I came here to dance," she said with a wink. "If sparks fly, well, that just makes it more fun." Fans flooded social media. Hashtag Peg on DWTS, hashtag Golden Bachelor Queen, and hashtag Peg and Raphael were trending worldwide. Peg had transformed from reality TV star into a bona fide sensation. Mid-season drama. Rivalry peaks. Weeks into the competition, Vanessa tried to upstage Peg with a flashy group number. Peg stayed composed, turning Vanessa's attempts to steal the spotlight into a daring solo flourish that wowed both judges and viewers. Backstage, tensions boiled over. "You think you can outshine me?" Vanessa hissed. Peg smirked. "I don't think, I do." The camera crews loved it. The tension between Peg and Vanessa became a storyline fans devoured, with clips of the confrontation going viral overnight. The wardrobe malfunction near disaster. During week 6, Peg faced another challenge, a daring salsa routine with multiple costume changes. Mid-performance, one of her sequins snagged, threatening a wardrobe malfunction. The audience gasped as she improvised a graceful spin, turning potential embarrassment into a breathtaking highlight. Raphael whispered later, laughing, "You made that look intentional." Peg grinned, "In this game, if you stumble, make it sparkle." The penultimate show, triumph against odds. By the penultimate show, Peg was a fan favorite. Judges praised her growth. "Peg has evolved from reality TV star to dance phenomenon," one said. "She moves with heart, precision, and undeniable charisma." The crowd cheered as Peg delivered a flawless performance, her confidence radiating like a beacon. Vanessa, despite her efforts, couldn't compete with Peg's authenticity and stage presence. The finale. The finale was a spectacle. Live orchestra, soaring choreography, and glittering costumes set the stage for Peg's final dance, a fusion of tango, salsa, and waltz that told her journey story: small-town girl, Bachelor winner, rising dance star. Every movement carried emotion, determination, and triumph. When the final note played, the audience erupted. Judges stood, clapping, some with tears in their eyes. Social media exploded. Hashtag Peg wins DWTS. Hashtag Golden Bachelor Queen. Hashtag Peg Power. Peg had not only survived the competition, she had conquered it. Peg reflected on her journey. In a post-show interview, Peg beamed. She said, "Winning the Golden Bachelor was life-changing, but this, dancing, challenging myself, facing rivalries, mishaps, and live performance nerves, it's taught me that life is about embracing challenges, taking risks, and giving your heart to everything you do." Fans everywhere cheered. Peg Munson, once a reality TV sweetheart, had become a star, dazzling audiences with resilience, charm, and undeniable talent. As she left the studio that night, the Los Angeles skyline glittered like sequins, reflecting her limitless potential. Peg had captured hearts before, but now she was capturing the world, one dazzling spin at a time. The spotlight was hers, and she was ready to shine brighter than ever.